Okay, we move on now. We are going to look at now osmosis explained. Okay, so here we're going to look at osmosis. What is osmosis? Osmosis is the movement of water across a semi-permeable membrane from high to low water concentration. Actually, I do not need further explanation because this explains it all. One thing you're supposed to know, here they've noted to say it is the movement of water across a semi-permeable membrane, meaning osmosis only deals with what? With water. Only water. Okay? So here, we're going to look at actually a simple diagram that is showing us how osmosis works. We're having this here, okay? So let me just highlight something, okay? So the blue thing you're seeing here, this is the water, okay? This is the water, and this line that you're seeing here in gray, this is the selectively permeable membrane, which is the one that separates what? Osmosis from the high concentration to the low concentration. Okay, let me just highlight it. Let's hope you are following. Okay, so this is the selectively membrane. Pardon my handwriting. Okay. So this is a selectively membrane or selectively permeable membrane. So here we're looking at osmosis. What we're saying, it is the movement of water from high to low concentration. As you can see here, we're having, this is the water. We've also highlighted it, where it is being separated by a selectively permeable membrane. Remember, when we're looking at the part of an animal cell and the plant cell, we said a selectively permeable membrane, it is the what? The cell membrane. Okay. So you're seeing these particles in here. These are the concentration gradients and also these particles. And as you can see, this is now the end experiment, why this is a selectively permeable membrane. These particles move from high concentration, meaning this side they are highly concentrated. They are moving, going to the low concentration. As you can see now, they've moved. This is what the experiment of osmosis all talks about. So the main part you're supposed to consider is what? The selectively permeable membrane and the water. Let's hope you've taken note of that. Okay, I can erase to fit in some other things. So as you answer your question, just take note to say osmosis deals with water. Okay. So now we are going to look at ECZ reference paper that was written in 2010 question 3. I bet some of you are born by then. Okay. So we are having a question here. Which says, this question was question 3C. Okay. So the number 3, which says figure 1.2. Okay. Figure 1.2 shows an experiment on osmosis, where we are having a diagram that is being separated by a selectively permeable membrane, where we're having solution E and we're also having solution F. When you're having such a diagram, look around. So here we're having the cube. This small dot you are seeing here, this is the water molecule. These small dots you are seeing inside, these are the water molecules. And Q here, these dots, the dark dots that you are able to see, are the sugar molecules. Okay, so these are just there that they mix with in osmosis. Okay. So now we're going to dive into question 1, which says, from which solution in figure 1.2, which is referring to the diagram, would there be flow of water molecules by osmosis? Okay. Here we try to say osmosis is only based on the movement of water from high to low. As you can see here, the particles of water in solution E are a lot. The concentration gradients, and I use the scientific term, are many. And in solution F, they're just what? A few. Meaning, the solution onto which osmosis is going, the flow of water molecules is going to flow, it will be solution E. Okay? So let me just take note of that. So the first answer we're going to write here, while we say I1, it is solution E. Okay. So this is the solution E. Remember to say osmosis is mostly based on what? It is based on water molecules. And you can see the water molecules are a lot inside. Meaning they're supposed to cross over the selectively permeable membrane to fit in, so the concentration gradient should be what? Should be equal. Okay. We move on to the second question. Okay. Which says, when will the flow of water molecules across the membrane stop by osmosis? When would the flow of water molecules across the membrane stop by osmosis? We're talking about these water molecules. When would they stop crossing over the selectively permeable membrane going to solution F? Well, the answer is simple. When it reaches, okay, this is W, sorry. Take notes, let's hope you're having your books. Okay, when it reaches equilibrium stage. Okay, so when it reaches equilibrium stage, that is when the flow of water molecules from E to F is going to stop. When we talk about equilibrium, we're talking about the stage where now the molecules, the number of water molecules in solution E are the same with the number of water molecules in solution F. Okay, we continue, we move on to the third question. The third question says, suggest one reason why only water molecules can move across this membrane. You say this question is Della, okay? Suggest one reason why only water molecules can move across this membrane, okay? Here we're having the water molecules. Why are they the only ones moving from solution E to solution F? Remember to say osmosis. The definition says to say it is the movement of water across a semi-permeable membrane from high to low water concentration. The key term here is what? The movement of water. They do not say anything else. So here we're going to use the common answer, which says to say because water molecules are small in size. Okay? So because water molecules okay, so because water molecules are small in, okay, because, let's hope you are taking notes, because water molecules are small in size. Okay, so here we come to now, let's go through the question again following the answers that we're having. We're only having 3 questions largely. So the question was saying, figure 1.2 shows an experiment on osmosis. Well, we're having the diagram perfectly drawn. We're having solution E and we're also having solution F. And when we look around the diagram, we are having the key, which is showing us that the small dots that are seen inside these are the water molecules, and the big dot, which is the bold dots that are seen, these are sugar molecules. Okay. So in here, this slide that you're seeing here, too small to see, it's this thing you're seeing here. This is the selectively permeable membrane. I bet we highlighted it that time when we were looking at it, we showed it. Okay. So the first question says, from which solution in figure 1.2 would there be flow of water molecules by osmosis? So the first thing we're going to look at is the concentration gradient. The concentration gradient is supposed to be high, and as you can see, the water molecules are a lot in solution E, more than in solution F, meaning the flow of water molecules by osmosis is going to move from solution E to solution F. Henceforth, the answer is solution E, okay? Let's hope you take a note of that, solution E. Okay, we move on to the second question, which says, when will the flow of water molecules across the membrane stop by osmosis? When will it stop? Okay.